Welcome, Oceansiders, as I come to you from Orange Avenue and Beach Street, here to tell the tale of the world-famous Brownie the Town Dog here in Daytona Beach. Stay tuned. So here stands Brownie the Town Dog, memorial statue right here on Orange Avenue and Beach Street. And there's a bridge that comes over to downtown Daytona Beach here to where you can actually see Brownie the Town Dog statue that sits here. Now, before this was erected, and all of this concrete and all this, and there's a story that you can read about him as well. Before all of that and all of this stuff here, which we're going to get to in just a moment, there was only this plaque. And this is actually where Brownie the Town Dog lived from 1939 to 1954, and they put a good dog on this placard here. Now, before, this placard was here, and this is actually where he's buried, and then there was like some mulch and stuff around this, because none of this stuff around here existed. As you look around here, there's concrete everywhere, and then also spinning around to, as you say, his memorial here. But none of this was here. This was all grass, no concrete, and all of these, the riverfront esplanade was not here as well. So, but being this somehow covered this up one time, when this was all greenery and they were mowing the lawn and everything from the city, this all got covered up for several years. And then in 1994, it was rediscovered as they found this plaque again and then resurrected it and made it where it can never be covered up again, and that we could all remember his memory of Brownie the dog. Now, you may be asking yourself, well, who is Brownie, and why was he a good dog, and why was he the town dog during that time? So I'm going to get to that here in a minute as we cross the street, going over to the other side of Beach Street, and I'll tell you the story about how he became so famous. But if we look down this way, there is like all of this nice pavement, and as you can see that the city's put in all of this super nice walkway that is next to the memorial, and it goes all the way, you can see how it goes all the way down to the bridge, the other bridge that's on the other side of the river here. And then they got some nice music, so Brownie can listen to exceptionally smooth jazz as he rests in peace in that very spot. How nice. That is a nice touch, I think. But as you can see, there's the river is right here. And then also, as you cross the river, it's Tortugas Stadium. And that's Daytona Beach Tortugas that play baseball right over there. So, we're going back this way. I'm going to go across the street, and we're going to get into the story of Brownie the Town Dog. Right here on the corner of Beach Street and Orange Avenue, on the other side of the street, we do have right here Starvo's Pizza House. Now, right here on the corner starts our story, where Brownie actually used to greet people and sit with them and listen to their stories and share their own, stories about themselves and stuff. And he would just sit here and listen right here on the street corner. And right about here is where the bench used to sit. And you'll see it here in this picture that people used to just sit here, and he would sit underneath the bench and listen to them talk. And he tells stories, and he would just sit there and listen in a nice, calming manner, and made them feel feel better about themselves, I should say. But they also did, in the 1940s, when this was not a Star Rose pizza, in the 1940s they discovered Brownie, and this used to be a cab company where people would come and they would call out to the different cabs to have them pick them up right here at this very corner where Brownie would listen to people tell their stories and be very, very nice to them, and people would mostly feed him like steak and ice cream most of the time. That he started out as a skinny puppy and then ended up getting a little bit larger as he had steak and ice cream was his main diet that people would feed him. But back to the 1940s, the people that had the cab company here saw him in 1940 and they felt bad for him. People would feed him, they'd pet him, and then also the cab company set up right here a doghouse for Brownie. And Brownie had his own special doghouse right here where he would come out and greet the people as they were waiting for a bus or a cab right here on the corner. And it all started right here where the cab company was right here. Pretty stinking cool story. So he became the town dog based on all of that. That showed lots of love and the people loved him back. Very nice story. I love it. But even though Brownie's doghouse sat like right here that they built for him, the cab company built for him, at one point he accidentally went out into the street and got hit by a car. So there was a high amount of vet bills to help him get better. So right here where his doghouse was, they sent out in papers and bulletins to let people know, hey, Brownie got hit by a vehicle, we need to help him get better, so if you could donate to help pay for those bills, those high vet bills, just donate right where his doghouse is, and there'll be a canister there for you to put the money into. So they donated to that. He ended up getting better, and then there's another interesting point. Right down the street, he actually had a bank account that was ran by the cab company, and it was at this very spot right here at the Halifax Historical Museum. Now right here at the Halifax Historical Museum this used to be a bank, and in this bank Brownie actually had a bank account to help him, where people donated money, the cab company opened up a bank account for him in order to pay for those vet bills to get him better. What a great story. I love it. So, but now, oh, you can see at the very top it says Merchants Bank, but on the front, Halifax Historical Museum. Now there is some tours and stuff that you can take, and they do have historical news clippings about him, about Brownie inside, which is pretty awesome. So I thought that's pretty neat. But there's one story where a girl's dad used to be a dentist here, and she used to tell stories about how Brownie would be right out front here, and she loved to come out here and eat lunch with him and sit with him and pet him as well. Now most of the time Brownie would stay right outside this merchant bank at the Halifax Historical Museum, which it is now. He used to sit out here mainly in front of here, or he would sit down by the place I showed before where the cab company built him the doghouse, next to another bench that was sitting there. But walking through the Esplanade here, there's very beautiful walkways through here and fountains that they have over here. But they have, from A to Z, they have paw prints that represent Brownie. This one is U. So you could go through the park and find A through Z of his paw prints all throughout the Esplanade here. Pretty cool. And they also have, which you can't get out on the rocks out here. But look how beautiful this is. The fountains and stuff in here. And then that continues, the water continues on through the Esplanade here. And then there's a lot of greenery, a lot of beautiful foliage, I guess, around here, and plants. And it goes right under this bridge here. And then continues on down this way. And as you can see, very beautiful fountains out here. So this brings us back to the placard here of Brownie the town dog. From 1939 to 1954, he lived his best life. He passed away due to an illness in 1954 and was buried at this very spot. Now, to keep in mind, during that time in downtown Daytona Beach, it was illegal to bury a dog in downtown. But they fought with the city and was able to get them to approve his burial here, and they buried him, and 75 people showed up to his funeral, which is pretty impressive for a dog, I must say. But rest in peace, Brownie. We love you, and always a good dog. And thank you guys, Oceansiders, for joining me today to tell the story of Brownie, a very special dog that lived here in Daytona Beach between 1939 all the way to 1954. Amazing. Have a good day, guys. Make sure you comment down below and subscribe to my channel, please. If you want to see more videos of me and doing different things around Daytona Beach that are historical. Take care. Love you. Bye.